sources deep inside saying, divorce is gonna come in a couple years.
He would throw him into trash cans, push him into dog poop, throw away his papers. And this is like a young immigrant kid trying to like help his family. And I just feel like, oh, karma's so sweet. Get fucked, Ryan.
Ryan Reynolds choosing Tiff over Blake Lively might seem like a harmless career decision, but what if it's actually part of a larger Hollywood joke that stopped being funny long ago? Fans once adored their playful banter, yet behind those witty Instagram exchanges could have been hints of deeper issues. The irony is that what once looked like lighthearted humor now reads as quiet confession, and Tiff's absence turns those jokes into echoes of truth. Suddenly, it doesn't seem amusing anymore, does it?
This all just goes to show how unprepared and unresearched Blake Lively was. It's incredibly frustrating that she just thinks she can just cut all these people off and accuse them of all of this stuff and then play victim. Well, people are allowed to come forward and defend themselves, Blake. This isn't retaliation. You ensued that this guy was some creepy weirdo. I want to reiterate and say it again. Like, usually a local actor is hired for such a small role. It's not a small role. It's a really important role in the film, and clearly as parents, you know that too. And to have someone there deliver the baby, to have it be someone Justin knows and respects and can trust to do that scene is what I assume actually happened. And for you to do the opposite and just imply, again, more toxic crap and negativity about anything this man does must have been to seek pleasure. I mean, you were so full of yourself. And this guy should sue her in a way, because again, she's painting this picture of, oh, I'm in there with this scene and the way I read it when I first saw that lawsuit, I'll be honest, when I first read Blake's lawsuit, I read that kind of in horror, like, oh my God, they really left her out to dry like that in stirrups with only a cloth covering it. Like, what the heck? As I read that, I assumed, why would she make this up? She's a pretty big deal. She's got a lot of power. Like, why would she want to risk putting such a big lie out there? That could also be easily proven false. But
Why did Ryan Reynolds choose to walk the Toronto International Film Festival carpet without Blake Lively by his side? That single move triggered waves of speculation, as one of Hollywood's most photographed couples suddenly appeared disconnected in public. Ryan arrived alone, immaculately styled and smiling for photographers, while Blake's absence quickly became the story. To outsiders, it might have seemed trivial, but to those within the industry, it looked intentional, a carefully timed chess move disguised as circumstance. The official statement cited scheduling conflicts, and fans were quick to defend them, reminding everyone of their family and professional obligations. Yet, in Hollywood, timing is rarely coincidental, and excuses often carry hidden meaning. Ryan's solo appearance made Tiff feel like his personal stage, free from shared attention, the kind of subtle statement stars make when they want to reassert individuality. It's a familiar pattern in the entertainment world, where powerful couples often use solo outings to redirect narratives. One partner's absence sparks curiosity, fuels speculation, and resets the media's focus. Whether the intention was to generate breakup rumors or simply highlight independence, Ryan's demeanor that night hinted at purpose. He posed with confidence, laughed easily, and handled interviews alone without the slightest sign of unease. He looked like a man comfortable in his own spotlight, a man who wanted the attention to center on him. Opinions quickly divided. Some saw a devoted husband fulfilling obligations, while others noticed a subtle assertion that Ryan didn't need Blake beside him to command headlines. What stood out most wasn't what he said, but what was missing. No Blake. No joint red carpet. No coordinated image of unity. Just Ryan in sharp suits, bathed in camera flashes that seemed to crave the balance her presence once brought. And in her absence, Blake became the silent figure hovering over every photo and headline, her invisibility amplifying her influence. On the surface, Tiff was about film and glamour, but beneath that polished exterior, it resembled a calculated move in their ongoing public narrative, a moment defined by quiet visibility from one and deliberate silence from the other. Looking back at their history, it fits perfectly because whenever Ryan and Blake step into the spotlight, it's never just about where they are. It's about what message they're sending without saying a word.
Meanwhile, here's this event where she's out at this event signing autographs from clear autograph hounds. They're like literally handing her more and more posters to sign, getting in the back and then posting more. All these people are like, and then she goes over the side to sign more autographs. These aren't fans. That she clearly called some people who brought some stuff and they're now taking selfies so they can prove that, you know, they took the photo. Don't touch her. Don't touch her. As some of the audio is there.
Bro. Yo, blue shirt, bro. Come on, chill out.
Come on, chill out.
Okay, great.
Okay, arm.
Now you're in front of us.
Oh, all these real fans.
Guys, listen to the guy.
Complicated.
Blake, right here, Blake, please.
Nice pose right in front of the wet floor side of the cone.
Has the spotlight quietly shifted between Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively? That's the question echoing across Hollywood ever since Ryan's solo TIFF appearance. From the beginning, their careers have followed distinct paths. Ryan cemented himself as a global star through blockbuster comic book films, with Deadpool becoming the defining force behind his enduring fame. Blake, on the other hand, stepped back from traditional Hollywood after Gossip Girl, building a carefully curated empire rooted in fashion, business, and lifestyle branding. On paper, they appear evenly matched, a movie icon and a style mogul, each reigning in their own domain. Yet, when you examine the scale of influence, the balance subtly tips. Ryan's projects deliver staggering box office numbers that dominate global headlines, the kind of attention that's difficult to rival even for someone as strategically positioned as Blake. Her ventures, from luxury investments to brand ownerships, reflect sophistication and control but operate on a quieter, steadier wavelength. That contrast forms the tension at the core of their dynamic. His fame burns in bursts of spectacle, while hers simmers in long-term influence. The difference becomes visible in their public appearances. When Ryan promotes a film, he commands interviews, red carpets, and late-night stages, embodying charm and box office magnetism. Meanwhile, Blake takes over during fashion weeks and product launches, where her looks, style choices, and aura turn every camera her way. They don't compete for attention as much as alternate in influence, switching the cultural spotlight between them. Still, that alternation raises a question: whose momentum truly defines their power balance? Ryan's rapid-fire stardom or Blake's deliberate, image-driven legacy? TIFF provided a subtle answer. With Ryan walking alone, the night was entirely his. No shared frame, no matching couture, no dual coverage. He commanded the carpet solo, exuding ease and control, and for once, Blake existed only through her absence, which made her presence felt even louder. The moment underscored Ryan's ability to thrive independently while hinting at the strategic rhythm in their public life. But perhaps that absence wasn't a gap in Blake's narrative at all. Maybe it was her quiet countermove, a calculated decision to let Ryan have the stage, knowing that in Hollywood, sometimes the most powerful statement isn't showing up, but stepping back and letting silence speak.
Work. Now it's affecting your boss over at Disney, which you finally got to step in with this big, huge, successful movie, but now you can't even post an Instagram post without leaving the comments on. You have to turn them off. Like, this is not good for your brand, brother. This is not worth it. Now, I've had other sources, less of them, but sources deep inside saying, divorce is gonna come in a couple years. So is that what's really happening? Is this all just him aggressively, stubbornly trying to prove we were right, trying to just continue to scream and threaten to the last minute? Because that's what this screams like to me. Now, again, demanding sanctions over the frivolous suit, which is a frivolous request. Again, he's drowning the court yet again with more high-profile demands to go away. Ryan Reynolds has had enough of these utterly frivolous. I mean, I feel like I've read this story for.
Was Blake Lively's absence at TIFF actually her strength rather than a sign of weakness? That's the twist no one saw coming. At first glance, skipping the event looked like a rare misstep in her carefully crafted image. Ryan owned the red carpet, the interviews, and the solo spotlight, while Blake wasn't even a faint silhouette in the background. Yet sometimes, silence becomes the loudest move. Her absence created a void that immediately became the night's biggest talking point. Reporters and fans alike kept asking the same question: where was Blake? Her decision not to appear sparked endless speculation about intent, turning curiosity itself into her greatest tool. Was it a strategic retreat, a quiet protest, or a calculated message? Whatever it was, Blake understood the power of scarcity. She's never been one to overexpose herself. She appears only when it adds value to her narrative. From fashion weeks to luxury brand launches, her appearances are rare but impactful. That's why her no-show at TIFF didn't fade into the background. It dominated it. By simply not being there, Blake generated the kind of attention most stars chase with full campaigns. It's a pattern that reflects precision, not coincidence. When she attends, she commands. When she doesn't, she controls the story from afar. Every decision reinforces her as intentional in a culture of constant visibility. Some argue she allowed Ryan his solo moment, giving him space to shine while subtly distancing herself from the politics of film promotion. If that's true, her restraint might have elevated her above the Hollywood game altogether. The cameras saw Ryan, but the conversation revolved around her. In that way, her absence became presence, transforming what looked like disengagement into quiet dominance. Ryan walked away with glossy photos, but Blake walked away with intrigue, and in show business, intrigue lasts far longer than a posed smile. TIFF, in the end, didn't weaken her narrative. It deepened it. Her silence spoke volumes, suggesting that in their ongoing dance of publicity, she remains the one setting the rhythm. Their images may travel in separate lanes, but where they intersect, strategy replaces spontaneity, and in that intersection, Blake's mastery of mystery continues to win.
Her husband, Reynolds, Ryan, was mentioned because of a Canadian fan, how she could have gotten a ride from him. Ugh, I hate when they do those dumb jokes, as if that is true. She admitted she doesn't like filming videos of herself or TikTok in the bathroom. And the one she posted, she made before she posted, it's true because it's like, it's a bathroom product. So you got to do it in the bathroom. And she refuses to post things in the bathroom. So maybe don't launch a beauty care line. Anyway, here's a clip. I apologize. The audio is very low. I'll try to boost it as I'm talking, but you might need to boost yours up, your speakers. Here's some of the awkwardness.
But it makes sense because in this industry, when you play, and I've met a lot of people, actors who are incredibly shy in real life, we would think are very, big personalities. But it makes sense because when we play a character, we escape into someone else, and that's the way in which we, step outside of ourselves. So as someone who's very shy and very, personal, it is strange to make a video of yourself in your bathroom. Like, it doesn't totally make sense to me. I made so many more videos than I could ever post because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so shy. My bathroom is so weird. So that one I posted, but like, I made it like a couple months before I posted it because I was just too, I was like, I can't do this. I'm in my bathroom. This is too intimate. But anyway, I finally did it. But I used all Blake Brown products, except I was using Element hairspray because we hadn't created our hairspray yet. And that was one of the few products. Sorry, I inhaled dust or something, but thankfully I have this really good matcha right here.
She inhaled dust or something. Oh my God, I can't do it. It's just like, aren't you supposed to be like the hair care expert? Like, confidence, be there, show up and actually own it. And she doesn't. And she's shy now?
Are Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's Instagram jokes really just playful trolling, or are they coded confessions hiding in plain sight? That's the question industry watchers keep circling as they scroll through the couple's feeds. On the surface, the banter seems innocent. A sarcastic birthday caption here, a cropped photo there. Fuel for fans who adore them as Hollywood's funniest duo. But look closer, and the tone starts to shift. Humor has always been Ryan's weapon of choice. His sarcasm and quick wit define his brand, both on-screen and off. Every post, every punchline reinforces that image, keeping him relatable, charming, and, most importantly, in control of the narrative. When Ryan makes the joke, the spotlight naturally falls on him. That's power disguised as playfulness. Blake, however, plays an entirely different game. She doesn't flood her feed with jokes or constant commentary. Instead, she strikes with precision, measured posts that highlight her glamour, her authority, and her brand's sophistication. When she jokes about Ryan, it's deliberate and rare, which makes it land harder. Her restraint signals intention, and that sense of control feeds her image as effortlessly composed and untouchable. Industry insiders argue none of this is accidental. Social media has evolved from a stage for fun to a battlefield of branding. Every caption, photo, or moment shared is part of a larger strategy. Ryan's charm builds relatability. Blake's mystery builds allure. Together, these opposing styles don't merge, they compete. Their feeds function like parallel campaigns, each subtly vying for dominance while pretending it's all in good humor. Fans may see authenticity, but PR experts see choreography. Every playful jab fuels headlines. Ryan's humor ensures he stays visible, the witty everyman audiences adore. Blake's polished restraint keeps her aspirational, the figure of poise and control. Both feed the press. Both win in different ways. And yet, the balance between them is what keeps people fascinated. The TIFF premiere only amplified that dynamic. Ryan's solo red carpet moment gave him the tangible spotlight, while Blake's absence sparked intrigue that outlasted the event itself. Her silence invited speculation, turning public curiosity into a quiet advantage. In the end, their online personas and public appearances form two sides of the same calculated coin, a tug-of-war between approachability and exclusivity, between humor and elegance. The question isn't whether they're genuine, it's who's steering the narrative. And as each move plays out, the answer keeps shifting, one perfectly timed post at a time.
Renouncing her godmothership of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds.
Talking about Taylor Swift.
And I just want to say, I don't really know or care anything about Blake Lively. I feel like she's always given mean girl energy, and this is probably just karma. But Ryan Reynolds, I always loved him until I went to my sister's wedding. And the officiant was my brother-in-law's best friend from childhood. They grew up in Canada. And we're all talking about Marvel and we're all nerds and da-da-da. And I bring up Deadpool and he's like, oh yeah, I can't really watch or get into the Deadpool movies because Ryan Reynolds was like my childhood bully. Come again, what? He was like, yeah, we shared a paper route, and when we were younger, like, I was like a chubby Asian kid with a little carol-pie shirt, glasses, and Ryan Reynolds terrorized him. He would throw him into trash cans, push him into dog poop, throw away his papers. And this is like a young immigrant kid trying to like help his family. And I just feel like, oh, karma's so sweet. Get fucked, Ryan.
TIFF marked more than just a film festival appearance. It exposed a subtle but undeniable power shift. On the surface, it looked routine, a major star promoting his latest work while his wife remained absent. But in Hollywood, no moment stands alone. Every red carpet, every silence, every headline contributes to a larger pattern, and over time, those patterns reveal who truly commands the narrative. For Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, the facade of playfulness, the constant teasing, trolling, and jokes, has long projected an image of lighthearted harmony. Yet, when you trace their public moves, the picture starts to resemble strategy, not spontaneity. Each post, each absence, and each solo appearance adds to an ongoing scoreboard of influence. Ryan's career operates at full throttle. Between his billion-dollar franchise, production ventures, and business collaborations, his public presence feels relentless, fast-moving, and impossible to ignore. His TIFF appearance fit perfectly within that momentum. Loud, confident, and headline-ready. Blake, meanwhile, takes the opposite route. Her approach is deliberate, calculated, and selective. She favors quality over quantity, investing in moments that reinforce her identity as curated and refined. Whether she's entering fashion, launching lifestyle brands, or aligning with luxury markets, she knows timing is her most powerful tool. It's the slow burn strategy. Less about saturation, more about staying unforgettable. When placed side by side, their methods couldn't be more distinct. Ryan thrives on velocity. Blake thrives on scarcity. He dominates the short-term cycle of visibility, while she controls longevity through mystery and precision. The real question, then, isn't who shines brighter, it's whose approach holds the power over time. Is dominance measured by constant relevance or by the ability to command attention with absence alone? TIFF wasn't just another red carpet, it was a study in power optics. Ryan took the spotlight, asserting independence and momentum. Blake, though unseen, maintained equal gravitational pull, her silence shaping the conversation as much as his presence did. That duality highlights the quiet negotiation at the heart of their public image. Because in a world built on perception, perhaps their marriage isn't just about affection, it's about balance, strategy, and the ongoing chess match of who gets to hold the spotlight next.
Bikini-clad Blake and her husband on a boat trip. This was the other thing that was out there. She posted a shot of Ryan oh, I love this bathing suit. It fits me so well. Oh, look how cute we are. Where's the other one? There it is. No. Anyway, I don't really care that much. There was another photo of the two of them together. They're out in the boat. Anyway, let's get to the Ryan part. I'm more interested in that. So, look, I made that video yesterday, and a lot of you were mad at me. I guess Friday. A lot of you were like, Andy, no, he was super rude. How could you say that to a child? It's so condescending. Yeah, a lot of people aren't happy about it. There's nothing funny about it. I'm going to go to this tweet. There's nothing funny about this kid. About this. Kids do not understand these types of jokes. Where the person is being rude to them, it's called being mean. What's your question?
Let's skip to the question.
Let's skip to the question. Now, his team has already come back and said that he wasn't being rude. He was pinched for time, and he would, fit it in. He wasn't supposed to talk to anybody, and that was the justification for why he did this. He was not rude. There were a lot of reporters trying to get questioned, which is why he bent down to have the kid. Blah, 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 blah. He's spoken to this kid at many other events. He didn't even know the kid's name, but I digress. He's out there playing defense again because, once again, he looks rude.
TIFF wasn't a random scheduling coincidence. It was a quiet reveal of how Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively's marriage functions less like a romance and more like a strategic partnership. Every solo appearance, every missing +1, every witty caption seems to align with a carefully managed image rather than spontaneous affection. Their public moments feel choreographed, each one serving a purpose within their shared brand. The laughter, the teasing, even the silence aren't signs of authenticity, but elements of performance. And perhaps the biggest Hollywood punchline is realizing that none of it was ever simply about love at all.